Hello, and welcome back to the original Larry D's Food for Thought. Today, as you all know, we will be continuing to read out of the Old King James Bible. Okay? Be reading out of the Old Testament and out of the New Testament to the law and to the testimony. We'll be reading precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Okay? Reading out of that Old Testament, which is the law, and then out of the New Testament, which is the testimony. Okay? And try and get some understanding because the Lord had it written over in Isaiah the 28th chapter, telling us that that is the way we should do it. On your own, go read that. It's in Isaiah 28th chapter. They tell you, here a little and there a little. Get some understanding, okay? But we'll also be going over a few scriptures today concerning the title, The Lord's Dietary Law. Yes, it still stands today. The Lord's Dietary Law. Yes, it still stands today. Okay? I am going to share these scriptures with you right quick. You can jot them down if you like. Take a screenshot or whatnot. But yeah, a lot of people say the Lord dietary law has been done away with. So, oh, we ain't got to worry about that, man. All we got to do is pray over our food, and we can eat anything we want to. I'm like, where did you read that at? I said, obviously somebody told you that. Somebody got over there in the New Testament and got hung up in Paul's writing, got it twisted up, make to try and make it fit what they wanted to say so that you can do whatever you want to do, okay, and eat whatever you want to eat, all right? But that is not the case, people. I'm telling you. The Lord said he don't change, man. Look, he gave us that dietary law, and this is the thing, this is the kicker right here. Look, he wrote it in Leviticus 11th chapter, and then he wrote it again in Deuteronomy, the 14th chapter. So he gave it to us twice. Just like you tell your child not to do something, they mess around and do it. You may give them one chance, okay? But you tell them again, and then they mess around and still do it. What you gonna do? Gonna put something on them, ain't you? Okay. Same thing with the Lord, man. He had this thing written twice, man. He mean what he say. Okay. He didn't change it. Okay. Anybody stand before you, namely on the first day of the week, behind that pulpit, he telling you you ain't got to worry about it. You can eat anything. You better run like a scalded dog. I'm telling you. Because, man, I'm going to tell you something. We're going to read something today, show you what the Lord going to do when he come back. Those people still eat that unclean stuff he told them not to eat, all right? But I'm going to stop sharing these. We're going to go ahead and go over these scriptures. It's going to be a little bit lengthy, but we'll get through it here. Just be patient with me. But we're going to start this in, let's see. We're going to actually start this in Leviticus, the 11th chapter. I'm going to read a few of these things Lord told us to eat, not eat out of the from the dietary law right here. And so let's see, we're gonna read let's see where we at here. This is Leviticus the 11th chapter, and I'm gonna start reading at verse 1. I'm not gonna read them all, but just a few so you can get a general idea. All right. But this is a Leviticus 11 and verse 1. And it reads, look, and the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. Now, a lot of people say, well, look, the Lord told Moses and Aaron to tell the children, that was for the children of Israel. Look, Israel, not them Israelis now. I'm talking about the real Israelites, my ancestors and me. We were supposed to spread this word all over the world to everybody. Not only just Israel, to the strangers, Gentiles, everybody got to keep this right here. Okay, so don't try and say no, it's just for the Jews. No, no. Okay, but we'll clear that up so you understand. This is for everybody. All right, look, verse 3. Whatsoever part of the hoof and is cloven footed and cheweth the cud, which the cud is grass, okay, which cheweth the grass, among the beasts that shall ye eat. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat. of them that chew the cud or the grass, or of them that divided the hoof, and the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. Now, what is it? The coney, the hare, and all that. Look, you got a dictionary and you got Google. Google it. If you don't know what it means, what it is, Google it. You'll know what it is. All right. I don't know what all of them is, but I know it's. I'm thinking it's a rabbit or a coon or something like that. I know we can't get them anyway. But anyway, now this verse 7, look, and the swine. Now everybody know what that swine is, okay? You know that swine is that pork, all right? That pork bacon, pork sausage, pork loin, pork chop, all that chitlins and all that stuff. Look at what he say about it. And the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he cheweth not the grass, he is unclean to you. Okay? Look, 8. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever has fins and scales. Okay? I know with some of these old NIV Bibles, man, they done changed that one little three-letter word and to the word or. So it's saying that has fins or scales, okay? That changed the whole dynamics of it. So, okay, well, okay, it may not have fins, but it's got scales, so I can eat it. Or vice versa. See, that's how they trip you up. All right, you stick. That's why I always say, stick with this old King James Bible. It'll keep you on the right track. All right, but it says, anything that has fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. All right. Verse 11, they shall be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcass an abomination. Whatsoever has no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. I didn't write this on here, but I'm gonna read this 13 right quick. Uh Down to 18 here, I think. Now down to 20. I got to, because I got to show you something. And these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls, which we know, the birds and stuff. Look, they shall not be eaten. They are an abomination, the eagle and the ostrich and the osprey and the vulture and the kite after his kind, every raven after his kind, and the owl and the nighthawk and the cuckoo and the hawk after his kind, and the little owl and the cormorant and the great owl and the swan and the pelican and the gear eagle and the stork, the heron, os after her kind, and the lapwing and the bat. Okay, all fowls that creep going upon all fours shall be an abomination unto you. Okay, so I just wanted to read a few things to get a general idea about things we can and cannot eat. Okay. Let's see. I think I got a couple more scriptures here. Verse 44. Look, for I am the Lord your God. Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves. Ye shall be holy, for I am holy. Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. For I am the Lord that brought you up out of the land of Egypt to be your God. Ye shall therefore be holy, for I am holy. This is the law of the beast, and of the fowl, and of every living creature that moveth in the waters, and of every creature that creepeth upon the earth, to make a difference between the unclean and the clean, and between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten. Okay? So, as I am your God, I am holy, therefore you be holy. Don't defile yourself with that unclean stuff. All right. Now, let's go right over here right quick. I'm just going to read a couple of them over here, and I'm going to do Deuteronomy right quick. Just a couple of things. I know I'm about to pick it up a little bit because I still got quite a few scriptures, but uh, just a couple of them let you know, hey, he did indeed put it in, write it twice. He wrote it here in Deuteronomy, the 14th chapter, and I'm going to start reading at verse 3. And it reads, Thou shalt not eat any abominable thing. These are the beasts which ye shall eat: the ox, the sheep, and the goat, the hart, and the roebuck, and the fallow deer, and the wild goat, and the parrot, and the wild ox, and the camels. Now, like I say, look those up, man. If you don't know what they are, look them up in the dictionary or Google it. All right. And every beast that departeth the hoof, and cleaveth the cleft into two claws, and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that ye shall eat. Nevertheless, these ye shall not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divideth the cloven hoof, as the camel, and the hare, and the coney, for they chew the cud, but divideth not the hoof. Therefore they are unclean unto you. Let's see. Let me skip. Okay, and the swine. You know what that is, because they divided the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud. It is unclean unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass. Okay, these ye shall eat of all that are in the waters, all that have fins and scales shall ye eat, and whatsoever have not fins and scales ye may not eat it. It is unclean unto you. Of all clean birds ye shall eat. Okay, we gonna read that. I'll let you read that on your own, man. The 11th chapter of Leviticus and the 14th chapter of Deuteronomy. Read the rest of it on your own, okay? But just giving you a general idea what the Lord hates. Some of the things He said don't eat, and that we can eat, and everything. But anyway, now and I also want to show you that He did have it written twice. All right. Now, let's go to Malachi. Something I want to show you right there real quick, because I know people still saying, LD, what you say, man? But my pastor said, yeah, your pastor said, I'll tell you something. Pastor gonna get you on a bind. Tell you that right now. Well, look at this. This is Malachi 3rd chapter, and I'm gonna read one verse, verse 6, and it reads, listen, for I am the Lord, I change not. The Lord said he don't change, he didn't change that dietary law. It still stands until this day, people. Okay? When people get over there in that new book and they see something that kind of looks like it would help them to get around the dietary law so they can continue to eat that unclean stuff. Can't do that. Shouldn't do it. I'm telling you. A lot of people get over in Paul's right and get twisted up, man. And sometimes they just twist it to what they wanted to say, okay, for their own benefit because it's convenient. Now I can eat. Right? Yeah, okay. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to run over here to Isaiah right quick. And I want to read a little bit of future to you here. And this is beyond that New Testament, okay, where you say you found something that said all you got to do is pray over and you can eat it all. Look, this is beyond that, okay? This is future. Let me show you something. Check this out. This is Isaiah 66. I'm going to start reading at verse 15. And it reads, uh, just a second here. I've got to do something. Hold on just a second. Uh, oh, I'm sorry about that. I had a important phone call. Um, but yeah, I want to show you this future right here that we're going to read in Isaiah 66. I'm going to start reading at verse 15 because in this right here is beyond the New Testament where you think that Paul said all you got to do is pray over, you can eat anything. All right. And you listen at this. All right. This is Isaiah 66 and verse 15. And it reads, look, for behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariot like a whirlwind to render his anger and fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. Okay? And he ain't talking about coming by here shaking your hand neither when he talking about pleading. Look at this. And the slain of the Lord shall be many. Lord coming back here doing some killing people. Now look, 17. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree in the midst, hiding behind old Satan the devil, doing your devilment, eating your pork. Look, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. Now this is future. You still eating that stuff when the Lord come. Look, he gonna take you out just like he gonna have them slain. You gonna be slain as well. Okay, so keep that in mind when you say you can eat anything. Just pray over it. All right. Now, let's go a little bit further here. I'm going to turn right back here. I'm going to this is Isaiah 65. Isaiah 65, and I'm going to start reading at verse 2. And now listen. This is the Lord speaking through the mouth of Isaiah here. Listen now. Excuse me. I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in a way that was not good after their own thoughts. Okay? A people that provoked me to anger continually to my face. See that? That sacrifice in gardens and burn of incense upon altars of bricks, which remain among the graves and lodge in the monuments. You doggone spiritually dead people. Okay, look, which eat swine's flesh. Lord, keep bringing that up. I tell you, better get away from that pork. All right, which eat swine's flesh and broth of abominable things is in their vessels. That old shrimp gumbo. Okay, which say, stand by thyself, come not near to me, for I am holier than thou. These are a smoke in my nose, a fire that burneth all the day. Lord said, man, people doing eating that stuff, man, and they're smoking his nose, man. Hate that. Look, talking about you holier than somebody that don't eat the unclean stuff. Sitting up there at the table with a big old honey glazed ham on your table and asking the pastor, he's sitting there, you let give him the grand seat at the end of the table, talking about pray over it for us, pastor. Gonna pray over that unclean stuff. Boy, it's abomination to the Lord. I'm telling you, but look. Behold, it is written before me, I will not keep silent, but we're recompensed, even recompensing to their bosom. Lord gonna get you. Okay? Now, let's go a little bit further here right quick here. I want to go right here. I'm gonna go to Proverbs right quick. It's something I want to show you here. One verse I want to read over here. This is Proverbs 28 and 9. Now listen, somebody praying over that food. Look. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer should be an abomination. And that is Proverbs 28 and verse 9. You see that? Say, man, you don't want to keep the dietary law. Look, what he say here? Turneth his ear away from hearing the law, even his prayer an abomination. Lord told you he ain't hearing that. He is not hearing it, people. I was gonna go to Acts to show you something, but I'm just gonna tell you right quick because I know I'm prolonging the time, son. But it was Acts the 10th chapter, and then on your own read that Acts 10 and 1 through 36 talks about when this Gentile Cornelius was an Italian. He Lord it came down and told him he was pleased with what he was doing, and he was gonna send him to Peter and have Peter tell him what he needed to do. All right, but while he was waiting, Peter he was laying down. He fell into a trance, and while he was waiting for them to finish cooking, and Lord sent down a sheep with all manner of beasts in it, unclean and whatnot, and told him to rise, kill, and eat. Peter protested. He said, no, "Not so, Lord." He said, "I ain't never put nothing common or unclean in my mouth." Okay, so he went on and went over there, and he's trying to figure out why in the world would the Lord want him to eat something unclean. Okay. He kept on thinking on that vision. And then it came to him. Lord showed it to him. Look, he told him, he said, don't call any man common unclean. It had nothing to do with the dietary law. Okay? So if you read that, you understand that, look, didn't talk about actually the dietary law. It was talking about unclean people. Because during that time, see, the Gentiles and everything, they was considered unclean people, from the Jews, okay? But that's what that was about. But I will read this, though. I want to read this. I can't let this go because people want to say, all you got to do is pray over it and all that good stuff. But look here. I'm going to read this right here. This is First Timothy, the 4th chapter, and I'm going to start reading at, let's see here, verse 1. And listen. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. Got that brain, man, branded with this all that falsehood. Look, forbidden to marry and commanded to sustain from meats which God has created to be received with thanksgiving for of them which believe and know the truth. Okay? Yeah, everything is good that the Lord created. But look, for what it for us on purpose, okay? But he said, but of them which believe and know the truth. We know the truth. We know the Lord gave us that dietary law. We know he expect us to keep it. We know he didn't change it. We know he didn't do away with it. Okay? But look, verse 4. For every creature of God is good and nothing to be refused. Listen, if it be received with thanksgiving, for it is sanctified by the word of God and prayer. That's where you get that from. But look, what do you say? Sanctified. What does the word sanctified mean? Does it mean anything holy? No, it simply means separated or set apart. Okay? We know that he separated the clean from the unclean. All right? So, look, don't use that trying to say that you can pray over it and eat it. All right. But let me show you this. I got another place here. I may have to skip one. Let's go back to Leviticus right quick. It's just one verse I want to read to you over there. This is Leviticus 20 and verse 25. And it reads, listen. Ye shall therefore put difference between clean beasts and unclean, and between unclean fowls and clean, and ye shall not make your souls abominable by beasts, or by fowls, or by any manner of living thing that creepeth on the earth, which I have separated from you as unclean. Okay? So we know he didn't change it, he didn't take it away. It still exists today, people. All right? But this will be the last place right here. I'm gonna show this, and I read this a lot, but I'm gonna read it again. Like I always say, as a refresher, okay? Because people have a tendency to forget real quick when it comes to the word of God, all right? Because it's convenient for them. They want to do what they want to do. But this is Ecclesiastes 12 and 13 and 14. Listen. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. He commanded us what we should not eat, people. Okay? Learn to fear God. If you fear him, you're going to do what they say, right? Okay? But look, that's the whole duty of man is to fear him and, and keep them commandments. 14. For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Okay? So I hope you understood this. And I hope you take heed to it. And I hope you be edified. But of all, we hope and pray that the Lord be glorified. Okay? So now, with that food for thought, think on these scriptures and words throughout the course of the day. And until next time, peace.